All right, y'all. So today we have to talk about Bitcoin. What I want to do is I just want to look at the charts and just the charts, because you have people who have so much mixed sentiment in the market right now. You've got your people calling for 57K, 60K, massive breakout of 41,000 that will just keep going parabolic, calling the bottom being in right now. You've got people calling for a $20,000 Bitcoin, for a $14,000 Bitcoin, and even lower. And so what I want to do today is I just want to look at the charts, and then we can kind of gather all the information that we can to come to our own conclusions about where the price of Bitcoin is heading. So make sure to like the video, make sure to subscribe to the channel. This is a place where you will get golden tidbits of trading information as well as regular technical analysis updates. So I want to start locally and I want to zoom out. We can see that locally Bitcoin has been trading sideways in this range since about the 21st of January, and we've been coming up in this rising wedge. Now, some people are calling this actually an ascending triangle. Okay, now the reason I don't necessarily like calling this a ascending triangle is because we do see that when we wake up, we tend to get higher and higher, and we are respecting this resistance as a diagonal resistance, and every time we come up here, we are able to reject from it. In fact, I've been able to take 3 shorts, one from here, and currently now, well, I actually took 2 from here, little scalp shorts, and these were juicy shorts, guys. By the way, in the VIP Discord, shout out to everybody who took these trades with me. We were looking to short right here, which we did, looking to short from the next one, which we did, and currently I am still in a short. And the one thing I want to point out about this sideways range right now, guys, is the fact that we are getting what appears to be bearish signals on some of these medium-term time frames. Okay, the 4-hour time frame, the 3-hour time frame, the 1-hour time frame. We are getting momentum and money flow coming down as Bitcoin continues to put in higher highs and basically is consolidating in this little area. Now, is this bullish or is this bearish? I think it's neutral, and I think we need to identify some key levels on the chart from which we can determine what is likely to happen if Bitcoin hits those levels, because the truth is, right now, we are kind of in the middle of no man's land. But if we are just going to take this pattern objectively, this is a bearish pattern. A rising wedge is a bearish pattern that breaks to the downside. That is especially true if we see momentum making lower highs and money flow making lower highs as the price continues to make higher highs, consolidating into this apex of the wedge, which we will then break down. Now, even if we do break down out of this wedge, the target of this would simply be a trend line from the high of the low to the wedge, and we can see that even if we break down from here, we would only be coming down to put in a higher low. Okay, we would actually be coming down to put in a higher low, and this is one scenario that could very well happen, where we come down, put in a higher low, and then actually do continue to the upside. Now, one of the swing trades that we do have going on here in the VIP Discord is this one right here, this swing trade that we're in right now, where we did see that we came down to this very important area of support, and we actually did take a long from here. I am in multiple long positions from here, potentially having put in a higher low on a macro time frame. And to confirm that we are actually bottoming out, what I would like to see, if I turn off some of these things right now, is I would actually like to see us now come in and put a higher low down here. Okay, if I turn on some local areas of support and resistance right here, we can see that we do have some really nice areas of support. If we come down and we either hit this golden pocket area around 3,500, or we come down a little bit lower to hit some of these naked point of controls down around 3,300. So one scenario that I actually do see playing out is that we do continue in this rising wedge, maybe even pop up a little bit higher before a move to the downside, and then put in a higher low here, getting another movement to the upside. Now, this is kind of just locally. I'm pretty open to anything happening, honestly, guys. I'm just following the charts and kind of doing what I am given in the moment, okay, as a day trader and as a scalper. But I do want to focus on something on a little bit bigger of a time frame here. So this is the BLX chart. This is the history of Bitcoin, basically from its inception. And I want to go to a medium-term time frame here. Let's go to the weekly time frame. Actually, I'll even go to the daily time frame. And since November, we have been in this very serious downtrend, okay? We have put in a high, a low, a lower high, a lower low, a lower high, a lower low, a lower high, a lower low, lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low. And the truth is, guys, until we come above this very important area of $44,000, we have not reversed bearish market structure on the higher term time frame. And what tends to happen, especially with Bitcoin, is people get super excited every time price starts to pump a little bit. But we have to understand that in the context of this chart, we did pump. We got pumps, right? We got many, many pumps. This one happened so quick, I wouldn't even really consider that a pump. But these pumps, right? At these times, I remember people getting super bullish, thinking that we were going to break out and Bitcoin was going to be back into the uptrend. But we have to be objective here and say that until we reverse market structure and put in a higher high on this chart, we are still in a downtrend. And like they say, the trend is your friend. We need to ask ourselves, is there actually a reason why we would expect this downtrend to reverse on us right now? If we go to the weekly, actually, let's start on the monthly time frame. The monthly time frame for Bitcoin, we see something that we have never seen in the history of Bitcoin that is a bearish signal. We have a bearish divergence with money flow coming down on the monthly time frame. We have never seen this ever in the history of Bitcoin. 2017, 2018 bull run, we did not get a bearish divergence. We had a convergence where momentum was making a higher high as price was also making a higher high. Look at this. From the 2017 bull run to our current bull run, we are seeing money flow coming down from bull run to bull run. And then not only that, but when Bitcoin had this dump and then put in a higher high just recently in November, we also saw money flow and momentum come down lower from that point. This is a signal where if I had seen this on, let's say, the 4-hour time frame or the 3-hour time frame, where we have a regional divergence followed by a local divergence, that to me is a top signal. In fact, if we do go to the 3-hour time frame and we go back to November 11th when we got our dump, we can see that we indeed did. Hang on, let me go back to the top of the dump over here. Wow, man, Bitcoin has come down so far. We can see that not only were we getting a local divergence right here, okay, we put in a slightly higher high with money flow and momentum coming down, but also over time we could see the momentum and the money flow coming down as price was making higher highs. This is a top signal in my book, guys. This is how I was able to short SOL from the exact top when it was pumping like crazy and everybody was scared to short it. I've been able to short many coins from literally the exact top by looking at this signal on market Cipher B on like the 3 or 4 hour time frame. So when we see something like that on the monthly time frame, I do think it's I'm sorry, when I said monthly time frame, let me come back to BLX chart over here. When we see this on the monthly time frame, this is something that we need to take very, very seriously, understanding that there is the potential for us to come down lower when we go to the weekly time frame as well. Notice this. We are seeing the money flow crossing down from the blue into the red. The last time we saw this happen, we were right about here in the crash from the 2017-2018 bull run, okay? So what that means is potentially now we have another, if we take out our measurement tool right here and come down, potentially we could see another 50% move to the downside from this area before we finally start to get a movement back to the upside. Now, I'm not saying that's definitely going to happen. I'm just saying it's a possibility. I want you to notice something else. When we were in this downtrend before, we were getting lots of pumpage, and people were always expecting it to be the bottom, right? Even here, people were expecting it to be the bottom. We had this fake bull run in 2019 before the Rona dump, right? So I'm not trying to get ultra bearish here. I'm just trying to be realistic, because the truth is we need to basically trade what the chart is telling us, and we cannot be overly hopeful if we're getting overly bearish signals like this. Now, what I would expect potentially on market Cipher B on this weekly time frame is we do get some kind of a relief rally right here, followed by another wave to the downside, seeing that money flow cross over, and then finally putting in our bottom somewhere below where we're at right now. And I'm going to get into exact targets in a second, but I do want to bring up one more thing on the monthly time frame, and I just saw another YouTuber talk about this, and I thought it was very interesting, and so I want to talk about it as well. But if we come over here and we turn on our stochastic RSI, we can see that the stochastic RSI is crossing down below the 20 level. which only happens when we are about to get another move to the downside before bottoming out. Okay, so if we go to log scale, we can see here that back in the day when we were in the 2013 bull run and we had the crash, when we crossed below that 20 level, what happened? We got a little bit of a relief rally followed by another 75% to the downside. And then in 2017, what happened when the oscillator, the stochastic RSI crosses below 20, what happens right there? Literally, as it's crossing, we get a relief rally of a nice big 55%, but then we come back down even lower. After the relief rally, we come back down another 65%. Okay, right now the oscillator is crossing under the 20 level, and so it's possible we do get some kind of relief right here, but we do need to be aware that we could see another big move to the downside, potentially another 58-60% ish. Now, if we go to the weekly time frame and we just draw some basic technical analysis here, first of all, it's very interesting to see that we have this pattern going on here, which is a rising wedge. Okay, we had this rising wedge right here that officially we have broken down from, right? We had this rising wedge to the low, to the high, to the low, to the high, came down below, back tested it. All right, if we just take the target of this wedge right here, we can see that potentially we could see the Bitcoin coming down to around, if we just straighten it out right here, about $16,000 would be the technical target of this wedge. Now, if we also take some fib levels right here, okay, I'm just going to take a fib from the Rona dump to the all-time high, and I want you to notice that we do have the 786 fib target coming in right around $17,000. In addition to that, right in that zone, we also do have the previous bull market all-time high. Now, the reason I'm saying this is because we need to be prepared and aware that the chart right now is looking super bullish. If I saw something like this on the 4-hour time frame, I would be expecting more downside on the 4-hour time frame. But for some reason, when people look at big time frames, they feel like these time frames are never going to play out. But these time frames usually always play out. It just takes so much longer. So as day traders and scalpers, right, it takes us a little bit, we don't really notice until we go back in hindsight and say, wow, look at this massive bearish divergence on the monthly time frame that's playing out right now. But we saw it up here and we're like, it's too big of a time frame. We can't really take it too seriously. We should probably take these things a little bit more seriously. Okay, so two of the major targets that I could see right here would be definitely this golden pocket around 25K, and then this 17K to 20K region here. And if we do lose that, okay, if we lose the 20K area, we really don't have much more support until technically the 2019 high, which is coming right around 14K. So these are just areas that we do need to be aware of. I know Bitcoin is the most bullish asset that has ever existed, but these are just things we need to be aware of. Okay, now in the meantime, we can trade, right? We've been absolutely killing it over in the VIP Discord. We have been absolutely killing it over here, taking longs and shorts. I mean, the juiciest trades in the world, we took a long from right here, and then just recently took a short from right up here in this purple box. Both of those trades are in the juiciest profits right now. These are trade setups that we do give in advance in the VIP Discord over here. You can see the long trade was given. We know what we're looking for. It doesn't matter if the market is going up or down. You can make lots of money in these markets if you know what you are doing, if you have the proper tools at your disposal, and if you have the knowledge and the skills to capitalize on the volatility, right? So we saw Bitcoin was dumping to a key level, looking for our confirmations on market Cipher B, and then boom, we get into the trade. And then also, earlier today, we were looking at these multiple shorts that we have been taking from these areas. We were waiting for price to come above this level and reject with a bearish divergence on market Cipher B. That's exactly what did happen. And by the way, if you want to join this Discord where we give daily technical analysis updates showing you the exact levels and areas that we're looking to trade, as well as potential trade setups like this Sol short that we took this morning, we looked at the setup in advance right here, looking for our confirmations. We get our confirmations, we enter the trade, we take profit on the trade, and of course this trade is now closed out in juicy profit, guys, you can go to patreon.com/Jason Casper. It's a great community where you can learn and grow as a trader. Also, if you want to learn this stuff, if you want to learn how to long and short in these markets and make money doing this, you can go to jasoncaspertrading.com. There's currently a 20% discount in the description. This course will give you the knowledge and the skills you need to become a confident, profitable trader. You will learn how to feel confident in your trades, how to systematize it, how to always have a plan so that you are never left not knowing what to do, so that you're never in a position without a plan. You'll always know where to enter, where to take profit, how to use well-tested strategies in order to make profits and lock in profit, maximize your profits through good risk management and mindset. There's currently a 20% discount. You can check out the success stories right here. You will learn everything you need to know in order to get started, even if you've never looked at a chart before. Check it out. So I want to talk about, what if we do get a move to the upside? What if this really was the bottom? What if this juicy trade that we took from about 30, let's see, where was the actual trade that we took from literally right down here at this level at 32.9, 33K. I think my exact entry is 33.1 something. Let me check my exact entry on that trade. I'm actually in multiple positions. This was like a scalp, 33.1, and then I'm in other positions as well from the same entry, but with lower leverage, because I intend to actually build into a swing trade position. So, you know, same area but lower leverage to build into a swing position if we come in for that higher low. Well, I think some of the main areas we need to be aware of, if this in fact was a low and we're going to get real relief here, is this. If we go to the daily time frame and we just put on the, basically this major level on the chart, which is that $41,000 level right about here. The reason why this is such an important level, guys, is because this is a massive support resistance flip. We can see that back here in the winter, this was resistance, 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 then flipped into support through all this time. So now obviously it is our resistance. So we might get relief up into this purple box and then reject. That's option number one. Option number two is if we confirm above this purple box, especially if we put a higher high than $44,000 and then we actually reverse large term market structure, I would see us now holding this box of support, potentially getting a move to one of these key areas. If we take the Fibonacci retracement from the high to the low right here, we can see that the two major areas that I would really be looking to trade would be the 382 level, which gives us confluence with the high volume node that we formed in this little sideways area right here, and then this golden pocket up here, which actually has massive confluence with the entire high volume node from this whole entire year. So if we're going to get a relief rally, I would expect it to come up to around the $57,000 area max, and then I'm actually expecting another move to the downside so that we would have a high, a low, a lower high, putting in a lower low, anywhere between, honestly guys, the main areas again that I would be looking for Bitcoin to bottom out would be that golden pocket right here of around 26 to 28K, or potentially even that 786 fib level around $17,000 around some of these areas. Yes, we have other areas around here. We can see we have some consolidation right here, and of course we have the previous bull market all-time high around 20K. These are all levels to be aware of, but as we come down, if we make it down to these areas, these are the areas where I am looking to dollar cost average into Bitcoin on spot. And by the way, guys, this is not financial advice. I don't really trade with real money. I'm just a paper trader. This is a picture of me. Never take financial advice from a guy who looks like this. Never take financial advice from a guy who shows you adult diapers and says, should you enter a trade? Well, it really depends, guys. I don't know. And never listen to a guy who shows you pictures of uneven butt cheeks, because that is what he looks for on the chart. All I do all day, guys, is sit here and look for uneven butt cheeks on the chart, because that is what gets me into a trade. Whenever I see that nice juicy left butt cheek followed by a not so juicy right butt cheek and prices making a lower low, that is always a long signal for me. Of course, paper trading only, not financial advice, guys. So all this is to say, those are the levels that I'm looking for to the upside and to the downside. All right. If you found this video useful in any way, shape, or form, make sure to like the video. Make sure to subscribe to the channel, because we pride ourselves in providing the juiciest golden tidbits and technical analysis, little bite-sized chunks of juiciness. All right. God bless everybody in the name of Jesus the Messiah, and I'll see you in the next video. Peace.